Oh yeah, huge difference. Alright, so as you can see here, this is the old motor off of the cutout. It was toast. Hooked power up to it, nothing. Shaft wouldn't spin, anything. So contacted Race Ready Performance. I have a link in the description for this actual cutout. This is a replacement motor for this cutout. So it came with a new plate with new spacers, which as you can see here, there's a little bit of different thickness. So we're going to get this all put together. You have to calibrate this because this motor doesn't have an electric stop, which means it'll just spin no matter which way the power comes from. It'll just spin continuously because there's no stop. So basically the way this motor works is it gets power one direction, the motor will spin clockwise. You reverse the polarity, send power the other direction. It reverses the polarity on the motor and it'll spin the other way, therefore actuating in an opening and closing on the cutout itself. So let's get this put together. We actually need to remove this, and I believe it's going to take some heat because the instructions I have over here say to Loctite these into place. See if I can. Yep, I'm afraid I'm gonna break that small Allen wrench, so we're gonna heat it up. Alright, so we got our map torch here. Crack this open. Crack it open over here. Fire. Kind of have to be careful because this is a wooden tabletop that I'm working on, but we're just gonna heat this up. I don't want to set my garage on fire, but we're gonna point the heat right there towards that nut where the Loctite would be at, that locking screw, I should say. And just like that, we're off. We're gonna put this, as you can see, this shaft or this little, I don't even know what this thing's called. It's a shaft coupling. So that popped right off as soon as it got loose. Got that Loctite out of there. We're gonna let that cool. Alright, so this is cooled off. For the most part, it's cool enough for the touch. It's been about maybe 15 minutes and dissipated the heat pretty well. So we're gonna get to placing this Race Ready spacer plate on here. I've already got the screws and the Allen wrench and the spacers all ready to go. Hands are slipping because I just ate and I prayed before I came out here. Now I'm wrenching. Imagine that. Okay, let's try this new motor again. Ta-da! There we go. Lines up perfect. So if you're doing this yourself, just remember the Race Ready logo faces the inside, not the outside. So I made this little contraption. I'm going to use my 19 volt power supply here. This won't matter now what the negative and positive is for this motor, It will matter once it's in the car, so that we know which way the switch needs to go to open and close the cutout. Turn this around so you guys can see this. Little voltage, and boom, motor turns. So for this, I need that motor, I need that shaft, the flat part to be pointing up. Oh, I think that right there is about gonna do it. Alright, let's get us another set screw, which is right here by our battery. So anytime you have something 12 volt or anything like that, you can use a drill battery as a way to test it. Just find your positive and negative. I found the positive and negative connectors on this battery with a voltmeter. Hooked this up, hooked the voltmeter up to it. Saw where I was getting the voltage from for positive and negative, and went from there. So now that this is set, we can test it out. Maybe, if I can get this to go back in the plug there. Got that in there. And it's not going to work. That's trying to close it. So as I stated earlier in the video, we're going to reverse the polarity, put the positive on the negative, negative on the positive. And look at that. It works. So we have it open, reverse the polarity again. Boom. And it's closed. Alright. Since that is set, we're going to put these lock nuts on. These are nylon lock nuts. Hold it in place. I'm just going to put 2 of them on here for now with a really long extension. That was quick and painless. So might as well do all 4 while we're here. Too much torque. Back here on the other end of the table, I have a DP/DT switch, which will allow me to reverse polarity in the switch. I'll show you that in just a second. I have a link to this switch as well. I bought it on Amazon. I think it was $7 or $10. Anyway. So as you can see, this is like a window switch almost. Has open and closed, or whatever direction you want it to go, up, down, whatever you call it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. This will be a ground, power negative, power negative. That will give power this way, and this will be off, so that it's not receiving power at all. So then I'll be able to, I don't know, I don't have enough wire here to do this obviously, but this will be the switch we use. I'm going to mount this somewhere in the center console. That way it's accessible, open, close, be done. So again, link to this actual switch will be in the description below. If you want to pick up a switch like that for your cutout, or whatever you want to, whatever motor you're trying to power that needs a DP/DT switch. So we're going to test this again. See, you can burn the motor up by trying to continually run it when it's open, because the motor can't actually turn because it'll be locked in place. So we're going to reverse the polarity and close it. Good to go. Now I'll just have to wire this into the car. We'll get this back on the car, bolt it up. We're gonna Loctite these set screws right here. Actually gonna start with a, pull those out, Loctite them with red Loctite, set that, and then we'll get it back in the car. So we're gonna get to that now. Okay, so we got our red Loctite. Oh. Actually, the reason I bought this Loctite was not automotive based. I have a Kershaw pocket knife, which I always have on me. There's beauty right here. But as you can see, this was getting worn off here because this screw kept coming loose on its own just from using the belt clip. So it doesn't come loose anymore, I can promise you that. So we're gonna pull this out. A little bit of this goes a long way, so we're gonna do one drop and let it permeate the threads. Put it right back. As you can see, one full drop was way too much. We're covered. Let me get this up here. There's just a bunch of thread Loctite coming out of that hole just from that one drop. So not that it matters, we're going to clean that up. Small application. There's not a lot of torque on this thing at all. I'm trying to remember, I saw a torque rating for this motor somewhere. Let that set, and it's ready to go back in the car. The only thing, my kit, the turbo kit that this came on, did not come with a turn down, so I had to spend a little extra money for that. But we're going to be building a turn down. Alright guys, so got our flange and our turn down. We're ready to put these pieces together so we can get that cutout put on the car. We'll have an electric cutout. Since I put the new motor and everything on it, we're good to go. Alright guys, so this is my first time ever trying to weld anything. I did not do a good job at all. I got a few tacks in. As you guys saw, Rodney's trying to teach me a little bit here. Completely burned through right here where this hole is at. So Rodney's got some copper. He's gonna put copper on the back because you can't weld copper. Fill the hole back in for me, and then we're done with this. Because being a turn down, it doesn't need to be completely sealed. We're already creating a leak, so I'm gonna fix this and hopefully get it on the car. Hey guys, what's up? We're in the car, we got the cutout on, and we're ready to go. So let's start it. This will be a start with the cutout closed, just like the exhaust would be ran normally from the turbo out to the two Flowmaster 40 series mufflers and then out to the tailpipes. Normal cold start. Doesn't sound too bad. Again, that's just normal exhaust out the tailpipes through the mufflers. Let's open this cutout up. Oh yeah, huge difference. Just rumbles in the cab. Hopefully you guys can hear it. I'm using the mic, so hopefully you get the same. It'd be the sound that I'm hearing sitting right here. Oh. Yeah, that's good stuff right there. I'm excited. All right, we're gonna take it for a drive and see what it sounds like, the difference between the closed exhaust and the cutout being open. So let's do that right now. All right guys, so we're out for a little test drive. Got the exhaust closed. This will be, I can't do too much spirited driving yet. The tune is not completed, so we're not really getting into boost, but we'll give it a little bit here. See what this sounds like with the cutout closed. I have no speedometer, so I have no clue how fast I'm going either. But not faster than traffic in front of me, so not a big deal. So anyway, that was a little bit of driving with it closed. Get up here and see about pulling a U-turn. Nice little turn lane right here. I think this car is looking to leave, so let's go ahead and open this up. Oh man, I love the tone change just of opening that thing up. It sounds so good. I don't know what this car sounded like stock, because it came with the Flowmaster 40s on it when I bought it. But I have a feeling that between the turbo and the mufflers, it's a little bit louder than stock. But we're gonna see what this cutout sounds like right now. Oh man, I'm excited. Oh man, that's so good. It sounds like a muscle car finally. I'm not gonna lie, when I first drove it after having everything ready to go, I was a little disappointed in the exhaust note, but this completely fixes that. It is so good. It is quite the music to my ears. Even without building boost, the car puts on speed relatively quickly. So I can't wait to get this thing tuned. I'm excited. This is good, guys. So good. And then with the flip of the switch, right back to quiet. No drone. I don't know if I'll ever want to close it at this rate. It sounds so good. Open. Why would I ever close it? I'm gonna close it, put the windows down, see what this sounds like. Oh. Now this again is with the cutout closed, so all we get is a lot of wind noise, really. Exhaust going out the back. Don't hear much of nothing other than the wind. So get to this light right here. Open it back up. Now again, windows down. Turbo sounds good, exhaust sounds good. I think that's it, man. That is it right there. I like it. So that's going to be it for this episode.
You guys always remember to eat, pray, wrench, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.